What is going on, guys? I'm stoked to be here with you. Good result today from Manchester United. They did this proud today, guys. They did that proud. Honestly, it's just my opinion. I don't think we should have sat back. I get why we sat back. I get it. But ultimately, I'm always like, you know what? The best defense is good offense. So, yeah, it was a good result today. What's up, Dan and Samuel? AFAF, I hope you're still in here. But it's good to see you guys in here. Let's talk about the match real quick. So, honestly, this is the first time in a long time that we have put in a full 90-minute performance. What's up, Agnostic? How you doing? This is the first time in a long time we put in a full 90-minute performance. And honestly, they did us proud in putting in that full 90-minute performance. We did, honestly, the penalty, I mean, it is what it is. But, I mean, De Gea, in my opinion, he deserved to keep the clean sheet today. Everton didn't do anything to really threaten us. And, yes, we did get lucky to not give up that open net shot to Everton. But, yeah, they did us proud today. They really did. Pogba looked absolutely fantastic. Like I said, Pogba, the homie, you know what's up. And then Anthony Martial, it feels so good. Oh, Tony, he's Anthony Martial. That goal was just absolutely gorgeous. Perfect curler. Bottom right corner. Like, he does that better than like almost anybody else in the team. Martial is the guy. I mean, I agree, Chris. Anthony Martial is the homie too. Like, honestly, who would have thought that Anthony Martial and Paul Pogba continue to save Mourinho's job? Continue to save his job. Like, they played well today. Martial Tony's on fire. Your defense is terrified. Tony's on fire. Yeah, no, Tony he needs to keep going at this, guys. Like, he needs to keep going. But so we'll talk about a little bit later in the match too. I mean, Pogba putting away the penalty, like the rebound off the penalty, I should say. I mean, good job. I hate that slow run-up so bad. Like, I know it builds all that anticipation, but I hate it. It gives me such anxiety. I feel like he's still running for the penalty right now. But real quick, just wanted to give a shout-out to the kids that were there today that were caught in that cave. You know, honestly, it was great to see them at the match. And I saw that Eric Cantona was hanging out with him too. Cantona, the legend, gotta love him. Gotta love him. Yeah, I know, right, Dan? He's got to change that technique on the penalty. He really does. Yeah, the wild boars. Yeah. So I think the players are playing for Jose. I just think him messing Rui Faria is showing this season, and the mix of character McKenna will work with Jose. I mean, Mr. Exclusive, I still don't think Mourinho is the right man. For me, it's just paper over the cracks. But that doesn't mean that Mourinho can't still win me back. I've said that over and over again. You can win me back, Jose, but you have to continue to put out good performances. Have to put out good performances. Like, that performance right there, that's what I expect from Manchester United. That is. So we'll get into my player ratings real quick. I give De Gea a 6. He really didn't have much to do today. And it is because of him that the guy didn't have a good shot at an open goal. Like, he made him have to go around him, which that's good. And didn't give up the penalty either, which that's good too. Then I'll give Luke Shaw a 7. I'll give Shaw a 7. I think that he overall did well. Didn't have the greatest of games, but also didn't have a stinker of a game. And honestly, in today's modern day age, for a guy that's on supposedly $190K a week, You got to get you got to put in 7 out of 10 performances constantly. Lindelof for me gets an 8.5. I think Lindelof today, if we had not scored like we had, he probably would have been a contender for man of the match. I think that honestly, just Lindelof right now, he does look pretty good. He's on form right now, and he's being. It looks like he's being given the confidence to go out there and do what he does. Chris Smalling giving away that penalty, it was pretty bad. I'll give Chris a 5.5 because giving away a penalty like that, it was just bad. Then Ashley Young, I'll give 6.5. Ashley Young will give a 6.5. He once, other side did a decent job today. He was ultimately, he didn't do anything horrible, but he also didn't do anything great either. So, Ashley Young has been pretty consistent over on that right back side. So I'm proud of him. He did a good job today. He did his job, and that's all you can really ask for. Matic for me gets a 5. Yeah, I'll give him a 5. He like I said, Matic, and I said it in my Twitter match reaction. Matic looks a little bit off the pace right now, doesn't he? Like he looks that little bit off, and I don't know why. Like I don't know if he's picked up an injury or what's going on, but Matic didn't really do anything the whole game, and he gave the ball away a lot. He doesn't look the same player right now that he was for the first 10 games of last year too. So I think Matic needs to be given a rest. Fortunate, 4 isn't a horrible rating. And you're right, he didn't do anything in the game. So I think that giving him a 5 because ultimately it's not like he was really at fault for anything like horrible. Who do I want to go to next? I'll go to Pogba. Why not? Pogba, man of the match, 9, easily a 9. He just with that assist to Martial, absolutely perfect. Honestly, Pogba always knows what he's doing when it comes to the offensive side. It's Fellaini 10. By sitting on the bench, yes, Fellaini 10. But Pogba did really well today. He like I said, Pogba, like when we are going forward, Pogba knows exactly where he needs to be and what he needs to do with the ball. And that's why, to me, Pogba needs to be the guy that's always pressing forward more and more. Like, Pogba shouldn't be really getting much defensive duties. That's just my opinion. But honestly, Pogba he did such a great job today. Next, I'll go to Fred. So Fred, for me, he gets an 8. Fred looked really, really good today for me. And honestly, he kind of sat Mourinho down a little bit on not playing him in that Juventus game because he did have some truly great plays today to help out the team in general. So I'm proud of him. He did a great job. Fred, you look good, and honestly, you deserve to be playing a lot more than you are. Let's hope that maybe in the next match we can get a midfield 3. What's up, George? How you doing, man? Let's hope we can get a midfield 3 of a Pereira, Fred, and Pogba, or even a Herrera, Fred, and Pogba. I would love to see all those. Glad to have you back, Agnostic. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, Chris, you just said it. It was transitioning and fast paced, and honestly, that lineup that Mourinho put out there today is what we've all been asking for. And that lineup sat down anybody that says that those players shouldn't be playing on a weekly basis. That team looked good overall. Like I said, I would still like to see somebody faster in that CDM role, but overall, that team looked good. You can't complain with it. And I was only 1 pick off in my picks. So, going on to Mata, I'm going to give Mata a 7.5. He did miss an open header too. You got to put that chance away. It honestly reminded me of Lukaku. Like I was like, but it's kind of more of an excuse for Mata because he's like half the size of Lukaku. So I'll give Mata a 7.5 because he was pulling strings in that midfield. He did such a great job. Like, and honestly, Mata to me, you play him through the middle like he did today, and again, there's another guy that just knows how to be in the right spots and get the ball to everybody in the right positions. So proud of Juan because he just is continuing to do exactly what he does, and that's be a great player. Rashford for me, I'm going to give him a 6.5. Rashford didn't really do much, but again, and I said it last week, it's almost just like Jesse Lingard. He continues to make these great runs, which causes the defense problems. And, it sucks. It sucks that, he isn't, getting the goals that he probably should be getting right now. So Mata is like our mercenary player, always puts in a great shift and works harder than most. Exactly. Nicky Ducky, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. But the reason why I give Rashford a 6.5 is because his pace threatens teams, truly threatens teams constantly. And because of that, that's the reason why people are starting to not press up as high on us. When we play a team like we did today, teams can't press as high up on us because they will get caught out on that break. They will. Unless you have a world-class defense, you will get caught up. Agnostic, I'm sorry you have to head back to Amsterdam. I'm sorry about that. I wish you could have stayed longer in the UK. I had a great time while I was there. And then Tony Marshall again. Oh, Tony, why I love you. I love you, Tony. I love you. You honestly, you make us all proud. You make us at Martial FC people proud. You just Tony 9 performance as well. He gets a 9 for me. I love what he did today. He should have put away that one-on-one chance with Pickford. Let's be real about it. You expect Anthony Martial to put away a chance like that, but ultimately he gets that 9 because him and Pogba, that French connection, they're feeling it. They're looking good. They're feeling good. Good to hear. It's good to hear you. Oh, okay. So, yeah, and then so I want to talk about Lukaku for a second. It was good to see him drop today. I thought he should have been left off of the pitch all game, personally. So Pogba put in such a great assist today for him. He put in a cross that couldn't have been better, literally put it on a silver platter for him, and he headed it straight into the ground and to the left. An in-form Lukaku at least puts that on target. It at least puts that on target. So, honestly, Lukaku needs to just go sit at home for a couple of weeks, needs to just relax. And honestly, he needs to get football off of his mind for 2-3 weeks. Just get it off your mind because, I honestly just feel bad for him at this point. I really do because exactly, Dan. He just looks lost right now. I feel bad for him. I really feel bad for him because he and you could see it. You even saw it after he missed the header. He was like, what do I? You could say it in his mind. He's like, what do I gotta do? What do I gotta do? Just let him relax for a bit. Lukaku needs to be given a couple of open goals to score. I mean, George, in all honesty, yeah. But right now, I feel like he would even miss open goals because he really did have an open goal on that header. I mean, you talk about Lukaku at Everton. If he had that kind of header available, he buries that. You know that as well as I do. We can't get a central man in behind, and it's frustrating. It's anyone who plays who's proven today and was. Yeah, Chris. Honestly, Lukaku needs to just, like I said, he just needs to sit at home. Honestly, let's finally see Sanchez that like false 9 role. Let's see it. Let's do it. Let's do Rashford on the right, Martial on the left, and place Sanchez in that false 9. Let's just see it. Let's do it. Michael, it's good to see you in here, man. But the other 2 subs, it's not really worth talking about because ultimately they didn't do anything to cost anything, and they didn't do anything really good either. So to me, I didn't like how I get sitting back at the end of the game, but at the same time, a lot of us Manchester United fans believe the best defense is a good attack. And like I said, though, Tony should have put away that open net chance. The one-on-one chance with Pickford. You expect, honestly, anybody that would tell me that they didn't expect Tony to put that chance away, I'd call you a liar. Everybody expects him to put that away. Like Marcia did with Messi with Pepper Charge. Yeah, Chris, yeah. That would be better for me and more pace with Sanchez. Yeah, and here's the thing. I like Juan Mata, and I actually think that if you wanted to do like a 4-2-3-1 with, Mata in at the 10, I think that could work too. But I think that Sanchez and Mata, I don't know how well they would work inside of the same team because of how centrally they both want to play. So, I don't know. Martial's still young. He will miss and George, you're right. But honestly, I expect him to like when I saw him miss that, I was like, I expected it to barely go over Pickford's leg because that's exactly how Tony does. He's so amazing at his finishing. And Chris, you're right. You can't score them all. Let's see here. What should I go on to next? So overall, guys, I think that Manchester United did well today. There's nothing to complain about. I can't be upset about anything. We did everything we needed to do. We did absolutely everything we needed to do, and we went out there and did well. So, let's go Manchester United. If anybody has any thoughts on the match, I'll take those now. I'll take your questions or comments or anything like that. Yeah, Dan, Bournemouth next. That's going to be an interesting match preview. Bournemouth really aren't on great form right now, but Bournemouth is always a team that scares me because it's like I've talked about Eddie Howe before, that I feel like he's the kind of guy that it's like a you score 2, I score 3 kind of thing. De Gea, Delot, Lindelof, Bay, Shaw, Fred, Pogba, Martial, Rashford, Sanchez, Lukaku in a 4-4-2 attacking or 4-2-2-2. Go back to United way. 2 strikers. Honestly, I don't hate that either. The only thing I don't like is I feel like Pogba needs 3 people in the midfield to be successful. Now, you never know. And if he is given that free role to get forward, I think that it could work, but Pogba really does need to be given the freedom to get forward and not have so much defensive responsibilities. And he showed why in the match today. Agnostic, I didn't figure out what went on with that glitch. I just restarted my computer and hopefully maybe that'll do it. But I'm doing this off of my webcam, off my laptop. I've got a MacBook Pro. And I'm just doing it all off of my laptop. So if I eventually, if I have to get a better camera here soon because it was the camera issue, I'll do it. Because like I said, I'm enjoying doing these. And so it's just right now, I would need to get some more money in before being able to do that. So Chris Alley says, I feel like once our back 4 issue is solved and we can play out from the back better, it will fall into place. Yeah, Chris, I completely agree with that. They grabbed a great win away to Fulham yesterday, and Callum Wilson. Dan, Callum Wilson he's on good form. Bournemouth, there's like I said, they're a scary team. So George, he said, thoughts on whether or not we can still get top four. I say it's already gone. I remember how much ground we lost when we finished sixth, shades of that season. So George, I did the research, and the research says we are not finishing top four. So, and this is what the research showed. After 9 games, so after 9 games have been completed, if you sit in 10th place and you're as many points behind as we were, in fact, no team has ever come back from being 7 points back in the table and gotten into the top four after 9 games. And only one team has gone back from being 10th and made it into the top four, and that was Liverpool in 2005, 2006. Shobik, it's great to see you, man. It's great to see you. I'm happy you made it live. But the research shows that we will not make top four. So I don't believe we're going to make top four at this point. I hate sounding pessimistic because I really am an optimist, guys. But just the research shows that we're not going to do it. It's impossible. Martial needs more games. Honestly, Shobik, you're 100% right. Martial needs more games. Keep giving him game time because he is killing it week in and week out. Keep giving him those games. Michael asked, can someone explain what the deal is with James Wilson because he keeps going on loan? So, Michael, I mean, in all honesty, do you really think James Wilson is good enough for Manchester United? I mean, he hasn't really been doing it at any of his lower clubs he's been going to. So I just think at this point, you just got to go. Let him go. That's my opinion, though. That's my opinion. Yeah, especially with how well the other teams are doing, George. I mean, I don't think we're going to catch up to anybody. I really don't. So Nicky Ducky, I think it's still too open. I think it's still too open. If Tottenham take points off of City tomorrow, who knows? I think everyone will still drop points. We just need to consistently catch up. And so, I mean, Nicky Ducky, I like that optimism. I don't see us being able to continue, like I said, I want to be proven wrong in this, but I don't see us being able to continue to it's like we put in a good performance and then we put in a bad performance. And it happens like almost all the time. And I hope that it turns around. I just don't see it happening yet. We need more evidence of it. We need more. We need more from Mourinho. We need more from the team. Yeah, and honestly, Dan, you're right. I mean, injuries really did kind of hurt him a lot. And Michael, we should just sell him. We should just sell him. Let him go. Let him go play in the championship or something like that. I mean, maybe he could be a good championship striker. I don't know. So George said, let's hope we replace Lukaku with Mason Greenwood. Honestly, if we sold Lukaku in the summer, I think that the next manager would give Mason Greenwood a shot. With how crazy his season has been, give the kid a shot, man. Give him a chance. Mason he's doing great things. Honestly, it's because of Mason Greenwood and Tahith Chong and Angel Gomez, I even signed up for MUTV. It's because I want to watch those. I want to watch those games. They're fun. Those kids are doing us all proud. Yeah, Mr. Exclusive, exactly. He needs real football. He really does. Yeah, George, at least he's got a good first touch. Ronaldo's United coming home pick. Yeah. I feel bad for De Gea. Man saves us every week, and we always find a way to screw him out of a clean sheet. Jacob, seriously, I felt so bad for him. De Gea earned the clean sheet today, even though he really didn't need to do much. He earned that clean sheet, and Chris Smalling gave away a bad penalty. And they're honestly, don't get me wrong, Pogba made a little bit of a stupid decision, but Pogba was the best player today. He was feeling it, and I don't blame him for trying to do something a little bit tricky inside of that moment. So I feel bad for him. He deserved to get the clean sheet today. Dan asked Andrew, do you go to any of the tour games this season? I did. So Dan, there was one game that was in Phoenix this year against Club America, and I was at that game. That was the game where Tahith Chong put in that great ball. Yeah, so I had a lot of fun at that too. We actually have a large Manchester United following here in the Valley, very large. So Michael asked me my thoughts on Smalling. So I did give Chris Smalling a 5.5 because the defense did ultimately play well today. However, that was a horrible, horrible penalty to give away. Horrible penalty. And it didn't need to be given. It just didn't. So, I mean, everybody, and that's the thing, as a center back, I mean, if you make a bad mistake, you're ultimately you're screwed, and he made a bad mistake and he's screwed. I also don't want him to be dropped yet because he has been our most consistent center back all season. Love him or hate him, Chris Smalling has been our most consistent center back all season. You got to let him keep going. Smalling has always got some sort of, and George, almost every center back has some form of dead brain moment that will just show up from time to time. So Chris said, do you see that one from Lukaku today? The ball came in and hit him his foot and flew about to. So Chris, I did see that, and like I said, Lukaku needs just to get some time off, man. He just needs to get some time off. Shobik, we just can't stop conceding. I know, Shobik. Seriously, it does hurt me. We need to be De Gea deserves these clean sheets, but we can't do it for him. And here's the thing. A lot of people will think that I'll say that I'm saying that I don't back Mourinho fully. I actually agreed with him. I thought we needed another center back just for the competition. But honestly, when you're coming out and publicly saying stuff like that, it's going to drop the confidence of your other center backs, which is going to drop the confidence of the defense in whole. A lot of this game is confidence. And our players playing on confidence is just it's going to be for the best for the team. Yeah, and Chris, honestly, Smalling really has, for the most part, been consistent. He really has. Smalling's one are way worse than. I mean, you're exactly right, George. He's a top center back for us. He really is. Put Smalling up front. I mean, he is our third highest goal scorer since January of last year. So I mean, maybe. So Chris just said, I just recently he's popping up in the right way. I know, right? He's been making runs down the lines too. You need intelligence to be a top center back, and he can't play the ball out. I mean, George, you're kind of right in that, but it looks like he has been improving his passing. He really does look like he's been improving his passing. I'll give him some credit. It looks like he's been working on it, and I hope he's given another chance for his English team. I do. I hope he's given another shot. And George, I mean, another great point there. Our players have very weak mentalities compared to the top players. I mean, that's a good point, but I also do question how much of that is down to them being given a lack of confidence. I don't know. That's just me, though. That's just me. We haven't had a 3 steps forward player. No one seems to know 3. I mean, Pogba. I mean, so Dan, my personal opinion. So Dan said we needed Toby in the summer. I like Toby Alderweireld, but I personally would have gone for Harry Maguire. I think that he would have fit what we needed better than Toby. That's just my opinion. I think we needed somebody that's a little bit better at playing the ball out of the back and can make some okay runs forward. And that's something that he can do. So I put that down to the dressing room. I'm sure there is someone going on that's good. I mean, yeah, Chris, I think you're right. I think there's something going on. Trouble is, you need two players to pass the ball between one another, so you can't. I mean, George, we could clone Pogba. Can clone him. But anyways, guys, so we're at about 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Again, great game, Manchester United. I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much to all 11 people that are in here live with me right now. If you guys could all drop a like on the video, I would really, really appreciate it. Share it if you really enjoyed it. I'd love a chance to, reach out, get my audience growing, because I think that we're really building something special here, guys. But love you guys. I hope you guys all have a great day, great night, wherever you're at. God bless you. Glory, glory, Manchester United. I'll see you guys tomorrow for something. I'll see you guys tomorrow for something. And then also be sure to catch on with the We Are the Busby Boys. I'm going to be going live with We Are the Busby Boys literally like in 2 minutes. So catch on over there. We're going to continue our Manchester United talk over there between me and Tyler. I'll catch you guys later. Have a great night.